What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE 205 Live Review, the show from June 11th, 2019. They're at Sacramento, California. Your commentators, as usual, were Nigel McGuinness, Vic Joseph, and Aiden English. So, the opening match, we have gentleman Jack Gallagher, and he faces the debut on 205 Live of Chad Gable. So they had a match, and it was a damn good match. Nothing but classic wrestling holds, chain wrestling, all that type of thing. These guys, they were pulling up a clinic in a wrestling match here. And Chad Gable looks happy, by the way. He looks happy, which is good. Chad Gable at one point got a bust open from the lip. There were even bruises on gentleman Jack Gallagher. I mean, these guys were beating the living hell out of each other. They were not just doing wrestle holds or wrestling holds or chain wrestling. They were also stiffing each other in this match as well. And then in the end, both guys were outside the ring. Chad Gable instantly came back in the ring. Unfortunately, for Jack Gallagher, he couldn't beat the count. He almost did, but then he was too late as referee calls for the bell. Drake Magic comes out to. I'm sorry, not Drake Magic. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That didn't happen until later on. I'll get to that part later when Drake Magic came out. So Chad Gable was he wanted a microphone, right? You could tell that he wanted the match to continue and everything, which I would have been okay with that, based on what happened next. But I'll get to that later. But Chad Gable ends up winning the match, either way. So gentleman Jack Gallagher praises Chad Gable, and you know what? As far as the match goes, it was a great kickoff for 205 Live, and I want to see these guys go at it again. I want to see a rematch between these two. Drake Magic, he gets approached by Mike and Maria Kanellis, who lost their balls when they decided to re-sign a multi-year deal contract with the WWE. At this point, they lost all credibility from me. Talking about and bragging about, our contract's gonna be up, and on this day. And when that day came, they decided to resign with the WWE, even though they tried to get out the contract months ago because they were unhappy with their position and not being utilized. At this point, I just throw my hands up in the air and like, whatever. Sorry about that, folks. So anyways, Mike Kanellis is upset that he wasn't included into the 3 or 4-way match to determine a number one contender, which I'll get to that later on, by the way, folks. And then he's upset that Chad Gable, as of having a match against Jim and Jack Gallagher, instead of being Mike Kanellis and everything. And then Drake Magic yells back and saying that Mike Kanellis, what have you done to prove yourself and everything? And then took jabs at them for the tweets that they made, where it pertains to the WWE status. And then Maria Kanellis jumps in and tells Drake Magic of his status, where it pertains to him being general manager of 205 Live. Which, by the way, he did address that too, by the way, folks. Where it pertains to him being not being a good general manager for 205 Live because he was busy, too busy trying to go after the 24/7 championship. Which it happened at the beginning of the program when they were showing highlights of it, before the 205 Live actually started. So I was like touche for that one, but at the same time, I don't care anymore. Maria Kanellis and Mike Bennett, they had the opportunity to lead WWE, and they decided to stay. So now Mike Kanellis is going to stick with that last name, and they're going to continue to be miserable and not be utilized. It would not surprise me if WWE decides to pull him off of TV for God knows how long, because they fell to the trap. Maria and Mike fell to the trap of WWE to re-sign with them, just like the Hardy Boys did. The Bollywood Boys were in action, and they won. Who cares? Moving on. And this one of the things that I would have been fine with Gable get on the microphone and say that let's restart the match and everything between German Jack Gallagher and Chad Gable. That way we would not have this fucking match with the Bollywood Boys, the Simbras, whichever you want to fucking call them. Fuck those guys. They're fucking garbage. And the fact that they're on 2 Far Life is a fucking joke. Sarah interviews Tony Nese, the Cruiserweight Champion. Tony Nese, congratulates Drake Maverick for finally making a decision. I say to myself, wait a minute. Akira Tozawa won the Fatal 4-Way match weeks ago to earn that number contendership match against Tony Nese. What happened with that? They decided to say, let's forget about all that. Tony Nese also said he wishes that he could have faced Akira Tozawa. And I said to myself, that was supposed to be the match. Why was that the match? Because they decided to change their minds and to do something different. And but you just made the match. You just made that match already with Akira Tozawa competed in the Fatal 4-Way match to become the number contender to face Tony Nese. I remember that clearly. I was not hearing things this time. They were building up a Fatal 4-Way match at the time for a new number contender to face Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. And Tony Nese was watching backstage on the monitor to see who's going to win the match. Akira Tozawa won the match. He should be the number contender. Instead, they decided to do another match where to do another number, basically to do another number contenders match. This time it's gonna be a Fatal 4-Way match. And who was in the match? It was Akira Tozawa, Oney Lorcan, Humberto Carrillo, and Drew Gulak. But I'll get to that once I get to the main event. But Tony continues on saying that Akira Tozawa has Akira Tozawa is a good challenge. But because he would love to face him too and all. But he says whoever is worthy to win this Fatal 4-Way match will face him at Stomping Grounds, and it's probably gonna be on the pre-show too. And there you go. And he also says that he's gonna show everyone why he is the premier athlete. So there you go. Main event time. Akira Tozawa, Oney Lorcan, Humberto Carrillo, and Drew Gulak. Fatal 4-Way match, winner to become the number contender. Even though Akira Tozawa won the number contention match weeks ago in that Fatal 4-Way match, but he's got to win another one here. But as far as the match was, it wasn't better than the match that Jack Gable and German Jack Gallagher pulled out. But I'll tell you one thing, I think it was better than the match that the Simbers had. Even though I didn't watch it, but I know it is because the Simbers are fucking garbage as wrestlers. Based on how I saw them wrestle against Humberto Carrillo and German Jack Gallagher in that tag team match, that obviously that Humberto Carrillo and Jack Gallagher carried the match, and the Simbers was messed up some spots in the match. They were being sloppy and they were fucking garbage. So if I say this match, this Fatal 4-Way main event match was better than the Simbers matches that they had against the two tag team local competitors, whatever, then take my word for it. It was fucking better than that match. Because fuck the Sin Brothers. Anyways, match itself, like I said, all four of them did a tremendous job in the match. Obviously, they're all pretty damn good, especially Humberto Carrillo. I love the attention. I love the tension between Oney Lorcan and Drew Gulak. The new and improved Gulak. The new and improved Gulak, basically. Drew Gulak. I sound like I said Gru. I meant to say Drew. Basically, the new and improved Drew Gulak. There you go. So Ernie Lucas, he's getting the upper hand in the match. All of a sudden, someone comes out of nowhere, hits him with a steel chair, and it was Ariel Daivari. And obviously, there's no qualifications in fatal 4-way matches. So basically, he got Ernie Lucas back. An eye for an eye, an ear for an ear. That type of way. So the match continues out on, obviously, while Ernie Lucas, he's feeling the effects of the steel chair. Humberto Carrillo was taking on the match for trying to do some high-flying move, I'm assuming. And then it was between Drew Gulak with the superplex to Akira Tozawa off the top rope, or for Akira Tozawa to form to get his leg, and Drew Gulak did the same thing too. Both shoulders were down. Referee counts for the 3. So basically, Drew Gulak and Akira Tozawa both pinned each other in the match, but. And they show replays of it to see to see a different angle of it, and it's the same result. Both shoulders were down. Great match comes out. We got 2 referees. Well, one of them arguing that Drew Gulak won, and one of them argued that Akira Tozawa won, and the show went off the air. So we don't know who won because we never got a decision from Drake Matrick. So I guess we'll wait until next week to find out. Basically, in a way, I kind of liked it too. A cliffhanger that they did there. So, there you go. Talking about wrestling for 205 Live, for the April portion. The show from June 11th. June 11th, 2019. Three matches. And my overall rating for the show, I'm going to go 6.5 out of 10. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your WWE 205 Live review.